play.
Welcome back, viewers, to another episode of Let's Play Sacred 2 for the PC. With me, Bezlonir. Not my name. Then again, neither is Bezlonir. It's just a name I made up once upon a time to play a video game, and then I decided to use it as a name for other things for a while. I don't know. But this is just the way these things go. You gotta pick something. You gotta stick with it. Oh, these dragons. I don't think these will be a problem for me on this character, but the Achilles heel of my Dryad is fire damage, because the buff that makes her, and I don't recall if I mentioned this or talked about this before or not, so I guess I'll just talk about it. The buff that makes her almost invulnerable to just about every kind of damage, well, physical especially, unfortunately gives her an innate 20% weakness to fire, I think, which really sucks. I'm fairly certain it's a 20% weakness because I looked in the I looked at the spell in the spells.txt file when I was doing modding and stuff. Which, by the way, since I was modding out stuff, dang it, I missed it. We gotta go into this pen to talk to the slaves. So this is, once again, like sometimes in here, even on the PC with theoretically superior navigation, because you have this thing here, I still get lost, man. Alright, I think this is where I need to go. A lot of times you just need to look for one of these little arches. Just act like you're hungry and you're looking for a McDonald's. Sure could go for some of them golden arches right now. Wait, first I wanted some mac and cheese. What if they had mac and cheese at McDonald's? What a dumb idea would that be? It's like, yeah, McDonald's is like, hey guys, you know what we should do? We should be more like that one fast food place that pretty much went out of business. You know, Boston Market? Because people really, what they really want is they want to go out and get food that's basically like the same food that they would have cooked at home, because, you know, they were tired and stuff, and they're like, yeah, I don't feel like throwing too much together. Let's just make some like casserole or something, you know? And then instead of being like, you know, instead of like tasting good because it was made by you and you wanted to make it taste good so you could eat it, it's just like, it was made by a bunch of teenagers that don't give a shit. Which is the whole like fast food thing is weird. Like, I mean, normally would you be like, you're sitting around, you're like, man, you know what would be good? If I could get a teenager to like make me a sandwich. I feel like I just realized that. Like, how weird is that in our country? Like, fast food is so big, it's like, you know, like it's really a good idea to have a teenager make you food. Like, if you had a teenager in your house right now and they're like sitting around watching TV or browsing their phone, and you're like, hey Billy, could you make me a sandwich? And he's like, I hate you. You ruined my life. And you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm sorry. I don't really believe that. But could you make me a sandwich? And he's like, fine. And he comes back like 5 seconds later with a sandwich. You're like, how'd you make that sandwich so fast? And he's like, whatever. He goes back to browsing his phone, and there's like pubes hanging out of the sandwich, and it's like nothing but mayonnaise in there. It's like he didn't even use bread. He used like old Happy Socks, just like the sandwich bread. And it's just like, god damn it, that's the last fucking time I ever ask a teenager to make me food. But that's what we do in our country. We're like, some people who who basically eat out most of the time, hubba hubba, are just on a regular basis. They're just eating food that was made by like disaffected, angry teenagers. Like, they don't care. Do you think they care if you get salmonella or, like, you know? Do you think they care if they put a little bit of like pencil shavings or like mop squeeze? Do you think they care if they make your food in a mop bucket? Like, made your soup, buddy. Didn't say that I did not actually make it in a mop bucket. So, as you can see, these stone elementals are like archers. Whatever. Whatever. I don't even know. It's just impulse that I keep using that map. It's not going to do me any good. And you know what I forgot? Apparently. I forgot I have a teleport, but I don't have it in my bars right now. If I need to use it at some point, which we'll see. Gotta keep it in mind. Things like that are really handy. One of the nice things about having a character like this, you know, is all the little extra utility things. I think the characters are really well designed in this. Like, the story is terrible, and as far as I can tell, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me see. If I bring up the quest thing, I think I tried to do this before, but I can't tell if there's any... Okay, so it looks like the main quest stuff is sort of like up at the top, and it's not set apart. It is on the console though. So according to this, we're in Act 5. I thought we were in Act 4. Oh, so I guess this underground area may be its own act. Seraphim Island is like a really short act. I think I said a couple videos ago that there was 8 acts, and that's kind of what it feels like, but I guess there's actually 10. There is a zone or two that I tend to forget about, because I played through this area and into the next area on like 3 different characters, and I guess this will make 4. But I've only beaten the game on 1 character, which involves going to an additional few things. So I'm going to go this way to get through this maze, but I think I read that if you're doing the dark campaign, you have to go a different way. This was one of the few times that I was playing online, and eventually it was cool because like it motivated me to play more, and I made more levels. Like, I went like way far in one session, which was like neat. But the downside was like the other guy was really low in level, which made all the mobs low in level, and so I wasn't getting a whole lot of XP. And I just now realized there's like no ice elementals down here, so that's really nice. Helps me out a lot. Does me a solid, you know? It does me a solid in me pants. So I think if you go that way, it's a dead end, so we'll take a right. Let's hang a right, bro. Why not? Yeah, so I was getting less experience, and then they went the wrong way in here. I don't know if they were thinking of the dark campaign or something, which wouldn't have been so bad, because I was like, well, I'll just go the right way, and then they can catch up with me. But then they were like dying, so I was like, oh god, I gotta go over and save them from getting killed, and then so I teleported to them, and then I was like, god damn it, now I don't know where I am. It took me forever. It took forever to get to this area, because we did not know where we were. This area is, like, I always forget how actually long it is, because like this, it looks similar to another part later on, and I always think that I'm further along, because this looks similar to where, like, later you'll come out of a cave and be right there to talk to the old dragon that you don't actually kill. Instead, he wants you to kill another guy. He wants you to kill another guy instead.
They call me Black.
I am curious to find out if these little creatures are really as strong as people always say.
I don't even know what she's talking about. I forget. I even forget what. I think he just gave us a quest to kill a dragon so that we can go talk to the other dragon. Which, it just all gets so redundant. Because that dragon doesn't even care. He's like, dude, I'm so old. He's like, I'm not even moving. He's like, I could theoretically just like, I don't know, like whip out like a claw and just like slash your face off. Like, you know, but he's like, I'm tired, man. I'm jaded. I've already sliced so many faces off. Like, don't make me slice another face off. Come on, man. Like, do me a solid. I don't want to kill you, bro. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we gotta go kill a dragon now, and then we'll be headed along. This area is just like super linear, which is like, it depends on your character and your playstyle. You may enjoy it, and you may not. My Nature Weaver Dryad is really more specializes in like doing things like fighting a lot of mobs in an area, because she has a lot of abilities that I mean I showed it off in like one video. It does a lot of damage to like everything that's in the area. It's a lot of like pretty passive damage, like you just kind of set and forget a lot of this stuff. So I prefer to fight large mobs with her. Gather them up, fight them. This character I like to fight large mobs too, because she has, like, as you can see, most of her attacks are AoEs. Like my main boss killer is basically a spell that can be an AoE, or, you know, can be made to be directed at one enemy.
Nobody said anything about hitting back.
So, this area, I've tended to, it seems to be fun for ranged characters, because it's like, when you're playing a ranged character, it's kind of just perfect, because it's, well, I don't know why that axe is just like, oh, I thought it was sticking out. Because it makes it just feel like a shooting gallery, you know? Like everything's just lined up for you. Areas like that are kind of cool. Yeah, so this is the dragon. One of the challenging things about this is all the mobs over here. So probably a good idea to try to kill all these before you fight the dragon, because fighting a whole ton of stuff while you fight a boss is, I can say it's gotten me killed a few times, because you just get distracted. Most mobs aren't that much of a threat on their own to a well-built character, but although every character seems to have their weaknesses that, yeah. One thing I wish that this I wish this Raging Nimbus, the AoE like ice cloud that I have, I wish that it put a debuff on mobs in the cloud that they were weak to ice, so that like I could just hammer them with my glacial thorns then and have that be even more effective. It's a little synergy, but I guess it's not necessary because this character is like powerful enough as it is. Oh, I forgot a blue item over here. Maybe. Although, if you see a blue item, sometimes it may just be like a lot of gold or something. There's more use for gold in this game, but in this game, I said gay. Well, guilty conscience, I guess, huh? I'm gonna use my defensive ability and a potion. Slow this guy down. Oh, I guess I do still have teleporting on my bars. This guy's just being annoying. But he's dead. Not very impressive. And once again, he, like, pooped out all his loot. Oh, okay, so we got, I think this is a set item. Oh, it's a fire thing, but it might, yeah, I think it's a higher level version of what we were using before. The good part is that it has run speed and it has 2 slots. Oh god. It has 2 slots. Right. I cannot confirm whether or not these big chests tend to have more treasure. Like, they feel like they should, because they look badass, right? They look like, oh man, that's where it's at. That's the big stash. Now that makes me wonder, because if I'm talking about modding the game, that would be a nice change to, like, make those chests, if they don't definitely have a better chance to drop good loot, to make them drop better loot. You know, I think one of the problems with, like, say, developers are, like, looking at developing a game like this, you know, like, you'd like to have a bunch of interesting stuff like that, but then every time they put in something interesting, you know, like this chest drops some amazing loot, and it's so that should be fun. Then some asshole will just exploit the hell out of that. Like, they'll find a way to do nothing but just, like, keep making a new game and going and getting that chest, and then they'll, like, get super powerful and post about it online. Then all of a sudden everybody wants to go do that, even though that's ridiculous, because it's the most boring thing. Like, why would you want to spend all your time, like, doing this boring ass thing just because it'll make you a little more powerful? Like, I just want to remind people sometimes, like, if you have to spend 5 minutes, or, you know, if you have to spend 3 hours to get some trivial, stupid, like, thing in a game, it's not, you're not spending 3 hours, you're spending your life. This is your life. Like, you don't get those hours back, you know? Like, I'm not going to say that I don't waste time, and I don't. I do. I waste a lot of time. I'm a procrastinator, and I'm a slacker. But, I mean, come on, man. Spending, like, 30 hours just respawning a game to go break a bunch of pots before the Leech King or whatever. Because, you know, there was, like, Diablo, that was a Diablo 3 thing, like, early on in the game. People were getting it to the hardest difficulty, and then they would just, like, go to the, they'd go to the hallway before the Skeleton King, and just, like, spam, they'd spam the, okay, they'd just spam those, all these breakable pots and stuff, until they got, like, good items. Because I guess it was easier than killing mobs, you know. In that case, like, honestly, the correct answer would have just been, like, stop playing the game, you know. If you can't progress your character in a fun way, then what's the point of playing that game? It's unfortunate if, you know, the game that you want to play at the moment doesn't exist, and you thought that a game was that game, and then it turns out it isn't. But, like, this, I know I sound like an old man saying this, but, like, you can always just go take a walk in the park, or something like that. Like, you don't have to play a video game, you know? If nobody is gonna make a video game that's fun to play, you know, well, we don't have to play video games. Personally, I like masturbating. You know? It's pretty entertaining. And it's free. More or less. You know? Maybe you spend about $20 a month for some enhancement in that regard, but, you know. Whatever. Whatever. God. This guy is not, like, endangering me at all. He's just really annoying. This has been some pretty good experience. Like, these elementals tend to give good XP, and I'm just shredding through them. Oh, I think I was talking about, and this was probably in the last video, I was talking about how I was modding some other characters and stuff, and obviously I wanted to see if I thought about making a video for that, but my original point was before I went to record this video I had to switch back out that file. I made a copy of the standard file and saved it, so I switched it back out. So we are playing the vanilla copy of the game. So I partly wanted to do that for the integrity of the LP, but also because I gave a couple characters abilities that were extremely overpowered, and I don't know with any kind of 100% confidence or anything like that there aren't any mobs that use those abilities, so that could obviously go pretty poorly for me if, you know, I put this super overpowered ability in the game and then all of a sudden, you know, I have to fight a bunch of guys who have it. I could do that though. I mean, if you guys wanted to see some crazy stuff, like just make the enemy, give the enemies like some insanely powerful abilities. The difficulty of this game is pretty variable, you know. It depends on the character you choose. I will say this, there's a lot of really interesting characters. Like this game is insanely fun. Like if you get over the initial, like there's some initial issues with this game, like it takes like 20 hours to figure out and understand this system on a basic level with just how the mechanics work, which is similar to Sacred 1, so if you ever played Sacred 1, you'll have a head start here, but it's still different here, and you'll mess up your first like 3 characters. And I mean, there's some other things, some clunkiness. I have encountered some bugs, nothing too terrible, but there is a community patch that I think solves some issues. But there's just so much awesome stuff in this game. Like at the very least, like you could easily spend 200 hours and enjoy it. Just bring in like 6 or 7 different builds up to like level 30 or so. Which like learning and understanding this game, you could see the difference because like say the first I have all these characters when I was just learning this game that I have like they have like 17 hours played and they're like level 15 or something. And then like I have characters now who are like level they make like level 20 in like 4 hours. And I think
Yes, he lives not too far.
People who've played a lot can do even better than that. The thing is, a lot of people say like back in the day would have been playing on okay, I see. They would have been playing online, which is still possible. You just have to use like Tungle or something. I think I mentioned it before because we were I had that sounds going on in the background or something. I need to modify that. I am going to use these bunny ears of might, but I need to put something in those sockets. Yeah, I'm sort of forced at the moment to do a little inventory management here. Well, actually, I guess I don't need to all that bad.
Here you go. Well,
Thanks.
At the moment,
Let's hope that this is going to
because
last for a while.
what I think I'll do is I'm just going to end this episode here, Let's see, where am I at? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, yeah, so there's a teleportal over here. I'm gonna make my way to the teleportal and the resurrection stone teleportal. I don't even think that's English. Do you speak English? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Pardon me, I was just curious. I was wondering if you speak motherfucking English. Yeah. Bup, 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 bup. Bup, bup, bup. Bup, bup, bup. Here. Or is it up or is it down? Should I stay or should I go now? Da 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 da. It's a song. Oh man, it's really hot in my room. It's all closed up and stuffy. Alright. So, now, oh man, this is Bezlonir signing out of another episode of Let's Play Sacred 2 for the PC. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. Or we'll get down and dirty with it. Yeah. Not really. But I will see you next time.